Pontiac, Michigan, and we are right smack dab in the middle of four-wheel truck competition. Well, next up is Phil Carlton, and this is Philly's Paycheck, so named because probably more than $1 of Phil's hard-earned money is in that truck.
Well, there's no doubt about that. 1977 Chevrolet 510 supercharged Chevrolet motor under the hood, and it's taken several of Philly's Paychecks to put this piece together. But the piece you've got to have is a full pull. You need to put the front tires on the pavement at the other end. On its way, it's a good hook. It's a very good hook.
Good hook. A good hook for Philly's Paycheck.
Boy, knocked right on the back door of Orange Blossom Special, but I don't think he reached. No one let him in.
You know, interesting pull because he didn't really build his ground speed to a real point until about halfway down the track.
That same thing basically Alan Gaines did. Held back, but had the horsepower when it came time to ask for it and receive it.
See, it looks like he's asking for it here, and it's not happening, but all he's doing basically is timing when he's going to just let it all hang out.
Truck hooks right there, and when it hooks, it just goes like a rocket on down the track. And look at him right in here, Ken Broo. I don't think the truck's hurting at this point. Now it's beginning to fall off a little bit as the sled brings him to a stop. Tell you what, Phil did a great job of that pull.
Great pull for Phil Carlton, 205 feet even, and a nice effort for the young man out of Mantua, Ohio. Well, here is Ricky Bell behind the wheel of Bad Intentions. And you know what the road to you-know-where is paved with.
How about a beautiful truck?
Yes, it is.
My heavens, this truck is just beautiful. Starts with the very brilliant gold orange on the front. And
this is where the driver's personalities come out in. It's the way they design the outward appearance of their truck. All the work goes underneath the hood, and a lot of work goes outside on the cab.
It fades to a brilliant candy apple red and then to a black cherry on the back of it. Absolutely beautiful.
Well, he might be driving Bad Intention, but the intention right here for Ricky Bell is to go the full pull and catch Alan Gaines.
And he's got every intention in the world of doing it. Let's see if he can. Not going to be there. Look at the front tire. Look at that front tire on that, Ken. Talk about low tire pressure. They've got the tire pressure down on that tire, trying to get the bite on it. See how it's wrinkled?
In the lower right-hand corner.
And see the screws around the edge. That's where they screw that tire on the wheel to keep it from spinning as it goes down the track. Well, Ricky Bell, I think, waits a little bit long to call on the motor. Now, he's into it right in this area, and that's somewhere around the 75-foot mark. I believe he should have backed in there and got a hold of the track about the 50-foot. It could have helped him on the other end, maybe another 10 or 15 feet, but all in all, it's a very fine pull for Bad Intentions.
Bad Intentions, 187 feet and 1 inch for Ricky Bell out of Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. Well, I don't think it's any secret why this is called the Little Red Wagon. 86 Dodge, 496 Hemi engine, Pulaski, Tennessee. Not too far from Nashville himself.
Dodge Dakota. And a very fine truck. 496 Hemi. Let's see how he ends this up. First Dodge Dakota that I've seen in competition of these new little trucks.
Just so funny seeing that wheelbase on the cab so short and the frame so long.
He calls early.
That was a good pull. Larry Duthit. Should say Tom Duthit. Larry will be up here in a little bit, but the Little Red Wagon had a nice pull. And, you know, if you look at that, it seemed like he was playing a little bit with the track.
We had a combination that actually worked better than I think he had intentions for. I think he called for the motor, but the motor never came up. The clutch didn't hook up. The motor wouldn't, the RPM on the motor wouldn't come up. But what happened is it was just the right amount of power to turn the tires. And you notice at the end of it that it really lugs down. It really powers down on the end of it. but it powers down to the point so that every time the tires go around, they're grabbing more ground. Look at this. He doesn't stop. He just keeps going very slow. He's not right at the end. It breaks loose and spins out. He's up amongst the leaders with the little red wagon.
Tom Douthat, Pulaski, Tennessee, 214 feet, 9 1/2 inches. And from Tom, we go to Larry. Larry Douthat. This is an 88 Dodge, 432 Hemi. A little bit smaller Hemi than Tom's, but Larry has got Big Daddy magic. We'll see if he can pull a rabbit out of his hat tonight.
Well, no doubt he saw the little red wagon truck run. He's seen Allen run. He's got a good idea of what it's going to take, but he's on the right-hand side. No one's been over there, and he's got great ground speed.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. I thought he was headed for a full pull.
He was headed for a full pull. And somewhere between the motor and the transfer case of the rear end, it went apart. And when it did, it cost the motor. Look at this. He's got excellent ground speed. He's over on the right-hand side of the track. No one's been over there. He's closer to the track than the outside edge of the track than anyone has been. And he is really getting great ground speed, just hooking and cooking down the track. But the truck absolutely lets go, and when it does, the motor goes way up, and you see the smoke come out of the engine. The reason the smoke coming out of the engine was sitting there freewheeling. So somewhere along the drive line, there's parts to be found that weren't there earlier, and I think we've also hurt a motor real bad.
Ted Sharp's up now in the Valley Shaker. An 86 Chevy, 510 under and through the hood, and from the same hometown as Alan Gaines, Georgetown, Kentucky. There we go. Look out, look out, look out, he's doing it. Hey, he went to school on Alan Gaines.
This man drives for Alan Gaines when Alan Gaines cannot take his super modified out to competition because he's somewhere else with his other truck. This guy drives for Alan.
This guy drives like Alan.
You can see why Alan would put Ted Sharp in his truck. Let's watch him. I mean, what can you say? This guy's got it dialed in. Everything's hooked right. He doesn't have an overabundance of ground speed, but he has enough to do what he set out to do when he left with the sled.
Such a delicate balance between speed and power, torque, reading the track right, and it all comes together here for Ted Sharp.
Watch him right there on the end of it. Ted doesn't let up. He's not going to let up till he sees that flag. It's going to be a full pull. Alan Gaines, your good friend and hometown compadre, has just forced it into a pull-off.
Here is the Mr. Diamond T. This is Eddie Powell from LaGrange, Kentucky.
Eddie Powell's got the capabilities of going three ways in his pull-off. He can make it go all the way out.
Oh, so near and yet so far away.
Eddie Powell was saying, hey, guys, this thing can work both sides of the track. Isn't that a beautiful truck, a 1939 Diamond T?
Diamond T, that is the manufacturer's name, Diamond T, obviously not in production anymore. Mr. Diamond T was no cubic zirconium tonight. He was the original thing, 207 feet, 9.5 inches, but it's not good enough to get into the super modified pull-off.